Is your city quietly sitting on a housing disaster? Across the US, the dream of owning a home is slipping away. Mortgage rates have shot above 7%, and in some areas, people are paying more than $5,000 a year just for home insurance. Since 2020, house prices have jumped over 60%, but most people's salaries haven't even reached $70,000. In some cities, the average home now costs over $500,000, far out of reach for everyday families. People have stopped buying, houses are staying on the market longer, and sellers are cutting prices. It feels scary. Could a housing crash be next? Number 7. Boise, Idaho. Boise used to be a quiet, peaceful place, a hidden gem, but during the pandemic, everything changed. It suddenly became one of the most popular cities in America, as thousands of people rushed in to buy homes. Between 2020 and 2022, house prices exploded by nearly 80%. The average home price climbed to around $515,000. But here's the shocking part. The average person in Boise only makes about $66,000 a year. That gap is huge, and it's causing real problems. Now, in 2025, the shine has worn off. Home prices have already dropped nearly 12%, and they're still falling. There are 35% more homes for sale compared to last year, but far fewer buyers, especially for homes costing over $500,000. It's hard to find someone willing to pay. Many houses sit on the market for over 2 months, and nearly 40% of sellers are lowering their prices. That's a clear sign that people are scared to buy. What went wrong? First, remote workers, the ones who once flooded into Boise, aren't coming anymore. Many are being told to return to the office, and Boise doesn't have a wide range of jobs to keep the demand strong. Second, there was a huge building boom between 2021 and 2024. Builders added too many new homes too fast. Now, many of those homes are sitting empty, and builders are slashing prices just to sell them. Renters are feeling the pain too. Rents have dropped almost 6% in the past year, and 1 in 10 rental units is now empty. Investors who bought during the boom are starting to panic. They're losing money because rents are falling and interest rates are high. On top of all that, fewer people are moving to Boise. The city's population growth has dropped by 21% since 2021. So what does all this mean? Boise might still be beautiful on the outside, but beneath the surface, its housing market is in trouble. If the economy weakens, this city could be one of the first to crash hard. Number 6, Miami, Florida. Miami might look bright and sunny from the outside, but behind the palm trees and beaches, something is going very wrong. Its housing market, once the hottest in the country, is now starting to crack. During the COVID years, people rushed. In New Yorkers, international investors, everyone wanted a piece of Miami. Prices shot up like fireworks. But in 2025, that excitement has vanished. What was once a booming paradise is now showing signs of deep trouble. Right now, the average home in Miami costs around $580,000. That's more than a 60% jump since 2020. But here's the painful truth. The average household in the city only earns about $57,000 a year. That means buying a regular house would take more than 10 years of income. It's a heartbreaking dream for most locals. Homes are no longer affordable, and more people are giving up on buying altogether. The number of homes for sale has jumped by 28% since last year. Over 30% of them have already had their prices cut. Condos are having an especially hard time. Many are just sitting empty, especially downtown, where some stay on the market for over 3 months. Even Airbnb isn't helping anymore. With new rules and smaller profits, that bubble is quickly bursting. And insurance, a nightmare. In Miami-Dade, homeowners now pay between $6,000 and $8,000 a year just for property insurance. That alone is scaring away buyers and investors. Even foreign investors, once the backbone of Miami real estate, are pulling out. Real estate deals with international buyers are down by a shocking 41%. And let's not forget the rising fear of floods and hurricanes. New flood zone rules in 2024 made things worse, raising costs even higher. So is Miami still beautiful? Yes. But in 2025, its housing market feels cold, distant, and deeply out of reach. Number 5, Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville may still be singing its famous country songs, but behind the music, the city's housing market is starting to fall apart, and it's heartbreaking to watch. Once seen as a rising star during the pandemic, drawing in remote workers and big-time investors, Nashville became one of the hottest places to live. But now in 2025, that magic is fading fast and people are starting to feel the pain. Right now, the average price for a home in Nashville is around $460,000. That's a jump of more than 45% since 2020. But here's where the shock hits. The average household income in the city is only $65,000. That means people would need to spend nearly 7 years of their full income just to afford a home. And with mortgage rates swinging between 6.5% and 7.3%, those monthly payments are crushing dreams and emptying pockets. It's becoming a nightmare for families who once hoped to settle here. The number of homes for sale has jumped 30% since last year. Sellers are getting desperate. About 35% of listings are now dropping their prices, and homes are sitting for an average of 52 days, double what they did 2 years ago. The excitement is gone. Why? First, the people who came to Nashville for remote work are now being called back to their offices, leaving the city quieter and less in demand. On top of that, rising property taxes are hurting local residents, making it even harder to keep up. And then there's the construction boom. Between 2020 and 2024, builders added thousands of homes, especially in trendy areas like East Nashville. But now, many of those homes are sitting empty, waiting for buyers who may never come. Investors aren't sticking around either. Stricter Airbnb rules and lower profits have made them pull out, flooding the market with short-term rental properties no one wants to buy. Nashville still has its soul, great music, amazing food, and lively streets. But in 2025, its housing market is struggling to find the right tune. The harmony is gone, and what's left sounds more like a sad country heartbreak song. Number 4, San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio was once one of the hottest housing markets in Texas. Families moved here for the sunshine, the lower cost of living, and the dream of owning a home. From 2019 to now, home prices jumped by 42%. That sounds great if you bought a house back then. But now, in 2025, things are taking a sad turn, and for many, that dream is slipping away. Today, the average home in San Antonio costs around $350,000. But the average family makes just $56,000 a year. With mortgage rates sitting between 6.8% and 8%, many people are stuck paying $2,300 to $2,500 every month, money they simply don't have. It's heartbreaking for families who hope to buy, but now feel completely priced out. What's even more shocking is how fast the market is cooling. There are way more houses for sale than before. Inventory is up 38% compared to last year. Homes are now sitting on the market for 63 days, more than double the time it took in the past. Nearly 1 out of every 3 homes is slashing its price. It feels like the rush is over and buyers are disappearing. A big reason is overbuilding. In places like Schertz, Cibolo, and New Braunfels, developers built rows and rows of almost identical homes. But now, many of those houses are empty. Builders are panicking and throwing in big discounts just to sell. Investors are backing out too. Property taxes are rising. Short-term rental rules have gotten stricter, and with average rent falling 3.5% since mid-2024, profits are shrinking. Many landlords are selling off fast before losses grow. San Antonio is still a beautiful city, rich in culture, history, and charm. The Riverwalk still shines, but in 2025, its housing market is wobbling, walking a tightrope between a gentle correction and a full-on crash. For many, that's a scary and painful reality. Number 3, Dallas, Texas. Dallas has always been known for doing everything in a big way. Big houses, big roads, and big dreams. But in 2025, something big is happening that's not so exciting. The city's housing market is starting to crack, and for many families, it feels more like a nightmare than the American dream. Right now, the average home in Dallas costs around $426,000. That's almost 60% higher than before the pandemic. But the average household in the city only makes about $67,000 a year. That gap is huge, and it's leaving people hopeless. With mortgage rates between 6.7% and 7.2%, monthly home payments are now around $3,300. That's way too much for most families to handle. What's worse, there are more homes for sale than people who want to buy them. Listings are up 34% since last year, but buyer interest has dropped by 22%. Houses that used to sell in days are now sitting on the market for over 50 days. And over 30% of sellers are cutting their prices. The buzz is gone, the excitement is fading, and now the fear is setting in. One of the biggest problems is overbuilding. Areas like Frisco, McKinney, and Plano exploded with new homes during the housing boom, but now many of those homes are empty. Builders are slashing prices just to stay afloat. And it doesn't stop there. Layoffs in tech, shipping, and telecom have made things worse. People are losing jobs. Rental income is dropping. Airbnb-style rentals are sitting empty or being sold off. Investors are getting out while they can. Dallas still has heart. It's a city full of strength and energy, but right now, the housing market is shaking. Prices went up too fast, and now they're falling. If the U.S. economy weakens more, Dallas could fall even harder, and that's a sad and scary truth for many living here. Number 2, Austin, Texas. Austin used to be the place everyone dreamed of. It had booming tech jobs, amazing music, no state income tax, and people moving in from all over the country. For years, the city was on fire, its housing market skyrocketed, but now in 2025, that fire is burning out. What once felt exciting now feels scary. The market is falling fast, and it's leaving a lot of people stunned and worried. Between 2020 and 2022, home prices in Austin shot up a shocking 72%. The average home peaked at $570,000, but today, it's already dropped to $519,000, and it's still falling. That might sound better, but it's still way too high for most families. The average income in the city is just $78,000. That gap makes owning a home feel impossible for many people. Why is this happening? First, mortgage rates have jumped. At 6.8% to 8%, the average monthly payment is now nearly $4,000. That's way beyond what many buyers can afford. Then came the tech layoffs. Big companies like Meta, Google, and Oracle cut jobs in Austin, and that crushed demand almost overnight. More homes are flooding the market. Inventory has jumped 39% in just a year. Almost half of those homes now have price cuts. Builders in places like Leander, Georgetown, and Pflugerville, who once couldn't build fast enough, are now struggling, slashing prices and begging buyers to come back. It gets worse. Property taxes have soared, some up by more than 25% in just 2 years. Rents have dropped 4.1%, and Airbnb restrictions are forcing owners to sell. Even people who moved from California are having second thoughts. Austin is still full of life and creativity, but in 2025, the housing market is crashing hard. The question isn't how high it can go anymore, it's how low it will fall before the pain stops. And that's a heartbreaking turn for a city that once felt unstoppable. Number 1, Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, once the hottest place to buy a home, is now heading into serious trouble. And it's happening fast. People used to rush here, dreaming of sunshine and cheaper living. But in 2025, that dream is starting to fall apart. The city that once shined so bright in the real estate world now looks like it's on the edge of a housing disaster. Right now, the average home in Phoenix costs about $429,000. That's more than 70% higher than before the pandemic. But here's the sad truth. The average household income is only $66,000. That gap is terrifying. Families are now paying over $3,200 a month for a typical mortgage. That's crushing their wallets and their hopes. The number of homes for sale has shot up 31% in just 1 year, and most of them are sitting on the market for over 60 days. Nearly half of the homes in Maricopa County have dropped their prices. That's not a gentle slowdown, it's a sharp and scary turnaround. And it's getting worse. More and more people are falling behind on their mortgage payments. Foreclosure filings are up 18% from last year. It means many families who bought when prices were sky high are now in real financial pain. Phoenix's population growth is also slowing down. It was booming before, but now fewer people are moving in. Retirees are thinking twice because of rising utility bills and high insurance costs. Meanwhile, builders went overboard in areas like Buckeye, Queen Creek, and Surprise. Now those homes sit empty with desperate offers like cash back and mortgage deals. Even renting isn't easy. Rents have stopped rising, vacancies are up, and short-term rentals are flooding the market. Phoenix once looked unstoppable, but in 2025, this housing bubble is deflating fast. If the economy shakes even a little more, Phoenix might not just stumble, it could crash. And that's heartbreaking for so many who put their hopes here.